Obviously, this weekend, UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Spivac takes place. Obviously, UFC Fight Night, so yeah, it's not the most stacked card. There's a lot of fighters here that I'm not the most familiar with. I'm just going off of my research and some of the highlights and some of the fights that I've seen, because a lot of them are from Road to UFC. So bear with me. And yeah, there's a lot of Asian fighters on this card, which is fair enough. But yeah, so just give me a little bit of time on that. But yeah, anyway guys, if you're new, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you. If you like this type of content, like I said, like, subscribe, share, everything you can do. Just trying to grow this channel. And yeah, so obviously, if you guys know me, I go from the first fight all the way, the prelims, all the way up to the main card, up to the main event, giving predictions, breakdowns, everything I can give to help you decide who to bet on, or decide on who you think's gonna win in general. So yeah, may as well just get straight into it. The opening fight on the card, by the way, like, this is the type of card that makes you want to take another week off, but it is what it is. But yeah, first fight on the card, Tatsuro Taira versus Jesus Agalea. I'm gonna go with Tatsuro Taira. I think he's got the speed advantage. Obviously, like, he's the much younger fighter. He's actually taller with a longer reach. Obviously, he's a 12-0 prospect, undefeated. A very, very good fighter, man. Tatsuro Taira. I think he's gonna get it done by decision, though. I think Agalea is a very, very, very tough guy, and it's hard to finish at flyweight. So I think he'll make him work for this finish. So I think Tatsuro Taira will win by 30-27. I think he's got the cardio to go 3 rounds easily like that. He keeps a good pace, and he's a very, very energetic guy that has very good stand-up, very good grappling. And he has great takedown defense too. So I'll go with Tatsuro Taira by 30-27 decision, in my opinion. There's not much to say on that fight. No odds on that, by the way. The next fight on the card, Jung Young Park versus Dennis Tuiluen. Jung Young Park's a -195 favorite. Dennis Tuiluen is a +165 underdog. I'm going to go with the favorite in Jung Young Park. Dennis Tuiluen, I can't really say his last name. Tuiluen. Dennis Tuiluen. He's very good at setting paces, but he struggles when people set paces on him and push him. And I think Jung Young Park sets a very good pace for a 3-round fight. He has very, very, very good, cardio, like I said. Sets a good pace, and I truly believe that he can implement on Dennis Tuiluen, who's not really going to shoot takedowns on him, not really going to make him second guess himself in certain areas. I think Jung Young Park's going to be able to get in on the inside, land the shots that he needs to, and I just think that he's just going to win a 29-28, where maybe he loses the first round from the pace of Dennis Tuiluen, but Dennis just starts to gas out a little bit, starts to slow down, because he's shown in the past that he does slow down. He slows down a lot. But yeah, Tuiluen shows a tendency of slowing down when he gets the pace set back on him. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the 29-28 decision for Jae Young Park. And yeah, that's what I'm going with. Next fight on the card, Ji Yeon Kim versus Mandy Bomb. Ji Yeon Kim's a -285 favorite. Mandy Bomb's a +240 underdog. I'm going to go with Ji Yeon Kim. I know our record isn't great. I think it's like 9-6, something like that. 9-6-2. Mandy Bomb's 7-2. Here's the problem with Mandy Bomb. She's let me down 2 times in a row now. She's just shit at fighting. And if we look at the people that Ji Yeon Kim has lost to, right, well, why ain't that coming up? Oh, because I put a G. Kim. Right, I'll get up a Tapology now. And the thing is, right, like, what people don't understand is, right, like, fucking Mandy Bomb's losing to Ariana Lipsky and shit like that, right? This is Ji Yeon Kim, right? I know she's on a big losing streak at the moment, right? But look at this, right? She lost to Lucy Pudilova. Not the worst loss in the world, I guess. It's female. It's MMA, female, you know, women's MMA. They fucking all shit at fighting, but you know what I mean. And Antonina Shevchenko, not a terrible loss. Molly McCann, with arguably she could have won, and I wish she got given the decision because I can't fucking stand Molly McCann. Priscilla Capoeira, not a terrible loss. Jocelyn Edwards, not a terrible loss. So, for that reason, I'm going to go with Jeon Kim by decision, 30-27, and yeah. That's how I see it going. Mandy Bomb's fucking even worse at fighting than Jeon Kim, and Jeon Kim's fought better competition that she and I know she's lost, but like I said, better competition, it makes a fucking difference. So yeah, Jeon Kim by decision, 30-27. Next fight on the card, Seung-guk Choi versus Hyung-sung Park. I'm gonna go with Hyung-sung Park. From what I've seen, he made his opponents on Road to UFC look a lot easier than Choi did. Park's very talented and he's very big for the division. He's very, very big. And I think this is going to make a very big difference on top of like being a very talented fighter. He's very big for the decision, and it's flyweight, so I don't see him having a glass chin or being finished by Choi. So I gotta be honest with you here. I think Park has all the advantages here. He's taller, he's longer, he's bigger, he's more talented, he's got better striking, he's better everywhere. And Choi's good, man. He is good, but he's like, Park made his opponents look way too easy compared to Choi, man. I gotta go with Park based off what I've seen. He's a very active guy too, considering how big he is, you know, and I gotta go with Park, man. I gotta go with Hyung-sung Park. Like I said, these Road to UFC fights are very hard to predict for me because, like, I am, you know, watched all of their career fights. I've just watched the Road to UFC fights. I watched a couple of their regional fights for research purposes to see what they look like, and I just think Hyung-sung Park's the better fighter, and that's the anecdotal, was it anecdotal? No, you know the word, research that I've seen, so anecdotal evidence that I've seen, and I just think Hyung-sung Park matches up very well against Choi, and I think he will take the dub, but it's a very, very interesting fight, so yeah. I got Hyung-sung Park by decision, 30-27. I don't see it being too much of a finish because it is flyweight, so yeah. That's what I see it. But yeah. Like, none of them like fought like the best competition in the world, but yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah, that's how I see it. Fuck it. Next fight on the card, Toshiomi Kazama versus Rinya Nakamura. I'm going with Rinya Nakamura. I'm going with him by third round TKO. This is a wrestler versus jiu-jitsu type guy. Toshiomi has a very good jiu-jitsu, but I just think that Rinya Nakamura, like, I think that he not only will he be comfortable taking him down and staying on top, but on top of that, bro, he showed in one of his fights that he has very good striking and very good pressure with the cardio to back it up. In his last fight, I'll have a look who the guy was. I can never I can never like remember the the opponent's name. What was the guy he beat? Shohei Noze? Or was it Gun Guzman? It was one of them on Road to UFC, and like, there it was, yeah, it was Shohei Noze, 9-2 guy. He literally walked him down in the first round and just fucking battered him. Didn't even use his wrestling, really. He just walked him down and beat the fuck out of him. And that's a good sign. The fact that he's not relying on his jiu-jitsu. His wrestling. He's not relying on his wrestling. He can go out there. And he can fucking finish people with power. And finish people without relying on the wrestling. And I think that's what's going to get him the win over Toshiomi. So I got Rinya Nakamura by third round TKO. I think late in the third round he might get a TKO after wearing Toshiomi out, slamming him with body shots. Maybe get a couple of takedowns. Well, not engaging too much on the ground, just gassing him out type way. So yeah, I got Rinya Nakamura by 3rd round TKO. Next fight on the card, Jin Lee versus Yiza. I don't really know how to pronounce Chinese names. Well, any type of Asian name. But yeah, Jin Lee. No odds on these last 3 fights, by the way. Yeah, I go Jin Lee, man. I just think he's a type of prospect that people are gonna get behind in the UFC, especially. Let me get Jin Lee up. Jin Choi. Lee. There we go. Yeah, we got it. But yeah, obviously he won by 1st round armbar. Like he's getting these like he's getting these like wins like pretty quickly as finishes. Like obviously he got armbar in the 2nd round, armbar in the 1st round. Won by split decision against Ho Jung Kim, who was 1-6. That's not great, but I mean he was young in his career, man. He was only 1-0 at the time. Lost to Seong Kim by unanimous decision. I don't really know about that. Beat Marcio Souza by doctor stoppage. A 19-9 guy, so not terrible, I guess. Seong Kim beat them by 1st round TKO. Beat Choi by unanimous decision. Heijing Park by 1st round KO in the first 10 seconds, and then he beats Bing Jie by armbar 1st round 36 seconds. Kai Lu by right hook, so I'm assuming just dropped him 42 seconds, and those were 2 road to UFC fights. I think that he's gonna get it done by TKO in the 2nd round. I think he's very fast, he's got good hands, and I just think that it's gonna carry him over into the fight against Yija. So yeah, Yija's got a lot of experience though, and that can carry him through. Jeong Kim has a couple of decisions, like I said, but I think that he'll be able to get it done by. I think he'll be able to get it done by TKO in the 2nd round. I think he's learned a lot from his losses. So yeah. Next fight on the card, last of the prelims, Jaka Sarigi versus Anshul Jubli. Sarige. Yeah, Jaka Sarige, I think is pronounced. I'm not sure though. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jaka Sarige, man. I just think that he's extremely deceiving with his hands. He had a TKO in his last fight, I think, or one of his recent fights, where he landed a straight right, and the guy, like, you wouldn't have never seen it coming, and it landed so hard that it just put the guy out. And Anshul Jubli, man, he gets hit. Jubli, from India, by the way. He gets hit very often. Sorry, guys. But he gets hit very often. Very, very often. And I just think Jaka's going to drop him and finish him. I might say 2nd round, actually. Yeah, I'd say 2nd round. I think he'll drop him, man. I can see it happening. He just gets hit way too much, Anshul does. So I got Jaka by 2nd round TKO. Not much I can say about the fight. I haven't really watched most of their fights. Like I said, I researched it, but from what I can see, Anshul gets hit way too much, and Jaka just is very deceptive with his striking and very good. So I'd say Jaka by I'd say Jaka by 2nd round TKO. Next fight on the card, first fight in the main card. Yusaku Kinoshita versus Adam Fujit. Again, no odds. I'm going to go with Yusaku Kinoshita. Decently sized guy for welterweight. I think Adam Fujit's pretty good, but I just don't think he just doesn't have the athletic gifts to match Yusaku. But I think Yusaku's just a better fighter in general. He's a good striker. He's got decent striking defense. And Adam Fujit's very he's very sound. He's very decent. I'll give him that. He's very decent, but like the problem is, like, obviously he got KO'd by Michael Morales. He showed good toughness, man, but he also showed that he's just very open to strikes, and I think Yusaku's going to find a way to put him out in the first round. I really believe that. I really believe he'll put him out in the first round. Something about that boy, man. Like, the way that he lands shots, he moves very differently. I think he'll get a first round KO over Adam Fajit. I can see it happening. Like I said, Adam Fajit has a very open guard. He's very susceptible to getting hit. And I know it's Michael Morales. Michael Morales is very good, but I think Yusaku's good enough to beat him also. First round KO. Next fight on the card, Choi versus Kyle Nelson. Again, no odds. This is according to the UFC website, by the way, so sorry for that if there is odds on other websites. I'm gonna go with Choi. I just think that he's gonna be able to mix it up so much that Kyle Nelson isn't gonna be able to react. Because Kyle Nelson, obviously, he lost to Jai Herbert, and Jai Herbert isn't exactly known for being able to wrestle at all, and Jai Herbert out-wrestled him pretty fucking easily. Well, not easily, but easier than he should have been able to, and it was close on the feet, but Jai Herbert clearly won the fight. He mixed it up enough, and I think Choi's going to mix it up even better. Obviously, Kyle Nelson's got more of a weight cut to get down to featherweight. But yeah, I just think Choi's got enough in the tank to go the 3 rounds, but also just mix it up enough to get a decision, in my opinion. I think he's a very good fighter. 14-3, 5'10", 70-inch reach, so he's down an inch in height and an inch in reach, but I don't think that's going to matter against a guy like Kyle Nelson. When you can mix it up like Choi can, I think Choi's going to win by decision. A nice 29-28, maybe a 30-27, see how it goes. But yeah, I think Choi's very good. Refuse to yawn again. But yeah, I got Choi by 30-27, I'll say. Very good at mixing it up, and similar to a guy I'm going to be talking about in a minute, but yeah. I got Choi by 30-27. Next fight on the card, Marcin Tybura versus Blagoy Ivanov. No odds again. I'm going to go with Marcin Tybura. I like Blagoy, but he's just a fat man that just has a granite chin as a heavyweight. He's 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. Marcin Tybura is 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. And I know Tybura is not the best striker, but neither is Blagoy. Blagoy's a very close-range striker who arguably could have beaten Derek Lewis. He beat Blagoy has some decent wins, I believe. He beat Tuivasa, Blagoy, Ivanov. Lying it. I fucking hate that ball. Shit. Yeah, obviously he has a win over Marcos Rodrigo de Lima, but that was very, very, very disputed. Very disputed, because you know what I'm saying, like, all I'm saying is, like, that's is a bit, it was a bit sus of a win, because I thought De Lima won that fight. But yeah, he lost to Augusto Sakai. He lost by split decision, man. He can't make it close with Sakai like that. Lost to Derek Lewis, arguably should have won. Beat Tuivasa. Beat Ben Rothwell. Lost to Junior Dos Santos in his debut. But to be honest with you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Junior Dos Santos is pretty good in his debut, and Junior Dos Santos had to go to a decision with him, and the shot he took off Derek Lewis is crazy. But I don't think Tybura needs to do any of that, man, because he's not that type of fighter. I think Marcin Tybura is going to set a pace on him and just not overdo anything. He's not going to, because the thing is, right, it seems to be in Ivanov's people's experience with fighting Ivanov is that they fight him and they try desperately to knock him out, because he's heavyweight, especially people like Derek Lewis, people like Tuivasa. They're going to try and land shots. When they land shots, they expect you to at least drop or wobble. Ivanov just has a granite chin, man. You know, he's got that Bulgarian chin. But, legendary Bulgarian chin. But, I just see Tybura mixing it up. Not overdoing anything, just mixing up. And he almost beat Volkov, man. He would have if he went for that first round, man. Volkov getting that takedown, and Volkov choked out Ivanov. And I know MMA math doesn't work like that, but fuck you. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I think Marcin Tybura is not the type of guy to outdo himself. He's willing to adapt in the middle of a fight, like he did against Greg Hardy. I just think that he's gonna mix it up. He's gonna land a shot, maybe come in, try to go for a takedown, maybe not get it, boom. And then, you know what I mean? And he should have gotten draw with Romanov, which is good because it shows that he has the cardio to keep going after getting wrestled fucked for an entire round. It should have been a draw. You got to give him the win, but it is what it is. If anybody had won, though, it would have been him. But yeah, I got Martin Tabor by a very close 30-27 when he scrapes all 3 rounds. Next fight on the card, the co-main event, Da-Un Young versus Devin Clark. Da Young's a minus 245 favourite. Devin Clark's a plus 205 underdog. I'm going to go with the pretty decently sized favourite in Da Young. Yes, he got caught by Dustin Jacoby, but Dustin Jacoby should still be ranked right now. But obviously they took that away from him because I don't know why. Because he clearly beat Khalil Roundtree. Maybe because they've been pushing Roundtree a little bit, so they just told the judges, we'll slip you a 20 and a blowy, and you know what I mean, and you could be on your way giving it to Khalil. But yeah, you know what I mean, Dustin Jacoby's really good. But yeah, Da-Un Young, man, very good. Obviously, don't forget he knocked out Kennedy Neshachweki. I can't even say his last name, Neshachweku. That's how you say it, I think. Neshachweku, he's gone on to do decent things, even though he got knocked out fully guarding his chin by Da Young. It was crazy. It was a weird knockout, but yeah, done it by elbow. So Da Young's still good, man. He's 29 years old. What's his record? I don't know why I remember he's 29. 15-3, 6'4", 78.5 inch reach, has a 3.5 inch reach advantage and a 4 inch height advantage. Devin Clark had a very good performance against who was it against? A very good performance against William Knight. But obviously got smashed by Kutalaba. Got smashed by the guy that smashed Kutalaba. Literally. Azamat Mizukhanov, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Azamat Mizukhanov. But yeah. So yeah, I got Da-Un Young by 3rd round TKO. Devin Clark's taken way too much damage in his career, man, and he's 13-7, getting older, 32 years old, which is not bad for light heavyweight. But yeah, Da-Un Young by 3rd round TKO. Next fight on the card, the main event of the evening, Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivac. Derek Lewis is a plus 190 favourite. Sergey Spivac's a minus 225 favourite. Oh, bro, every time I see Derek Lewis on it, I want to pick him, you know, but I don't know. I can't, but I can. Now, here's the thing, right? I'll get Sergey Spivac's record up, right? Sergey Spivac, where's his Tapology, right? Here's his Tapology, right? 15-3. Right, this is Sergey Spivac's, where's his UFC? Wait, I'll go from his UFC debut, right? Right. He lost to Walt Harris in his debut. Got lost in 50 seconds. It says knees and punches. I haven't really seen the fight, but he got TKO by Walt Harris, right? Then he goes and beats Tai Tuivasa. It was a good win by Tai Tuivasa, not by Tai Tuivasa, by Sergey Spivac in hindsight, but it was a much it was a younger version of Tai who wasn't as experienced in grappling. Then he goes and loses to Marcin Tybura by decision. It was a pretty unanimous decision, and it was by unanimous decision. Marcin Tybura, obviously, but like I said, it was a younger version of Sergey Spivac in that time, obviously. Then he beats Carlos Felipe by majority decision. Not great, especially because Carlos Felipe, I believe, took that on very short notice. That's not a good look. So, yeah, it's not a good look. Then fights Jared Vandeira. Obviously, he's going to get that dub. He then goes and beats Alexei Oleinik by unanimous decision, but struggled quite a bit against Alexei, man. Old man Alexei, you know what I'm saying? And I know Derek Lewis had his problems with him. I know his MMA math. I know he had his problems with it, but man, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them. And then obviously he got TKO'd by Tom Aspinall pretty heftily. Then he beat Greg Hardy after getting very badly outstruck. And then beat Augusto Sakai, which doesn't even count as a win anymore because the guy's a fat man. Here's the problem. Do I pick Derek Lewis? Or do I... Because... Right, so Derek Lewis's last losses, right? Obviously, we'll take Cyril Gahn, for example, right? Cyril Gahn was a guy that was willing to be able to scrap with him and willing to poke him at range and just had superior striking. So he beat Derek Lewis. Now, Derek Lewis, you people forget, he was stuffing Curtis Blades' takedowns. Not with ease, but he was stuffing them and didn't get taken down. And in my opinion, Curtis Blades is a better wrestler than Sergey Spivac, in my opinion. And Sergey has worked on it a lot. He's done really well. But look at the competition that he's fought since he's lost to the best, right? He's lost to Marcin Tybura. It's a tough call. Derek Lewis then, after that, loses to Tai Tuivasa, a guy who was willing to scrap with him. No takedown threat presented, but was willing to scrap with him, out-scrapped him. Obviously, he beat Chris Daukaus, a guy who wasn't able to out-scrap him, was too small for him, right? Then you pause. And then you go to someone like, who did he lose? Sergey Pavlovich. A guy who was much longer than him, well, not much longer, but longer than him, able to scrap in the pocket, keeping it technical, and brawl with him, and was willing to show the confidence and knocked him out, TKO'd him. So, does Sergey present the ability to do this? Sergey's striking is very suspect. Very fucking suspect. And here's the problem. Because his striking is so suspect, does he present any power for Derek Lewis to worry about? Is he going to scrap with Derek Lewis in the pocket? I don't think he is. Because if he scraps with Lewis in the pocket, he's going to get KO'd, in my opinion. Now, it all depends. As he worked on his grappling enough and his wrestling to be able to take Derek Lewis down with ease. But the problem is, we've seen time and time again, when somebody does manage to get Derek Lewis down, they keep forgetting he's a black belt and just stand up. And it's a very lost martial art in today's world, in today's era. Because this, and if you've never seen Derek Lewis fight before, this motherfucker literally gets taken down and he just stands up. It's weird. He just stands up. And he's just very good at getting up when he gets taken down. So, can Sergey keep his pace to keep him down? And if so, does he have the power to make him worry about that? Derek Lewis, second round KO. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. This is Keep It Real MMA. Make sure to like and subscribe. Obviously, I'm as active as I possibly can be. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.